going on? New week, new episode, incorrectly correct. Y'all know how we do it, man. We just jump right in. Now this look, man, I got questions. I got questions because, things be weird out here. You know what I mean? Things just be strange. Let me give y'all this story, man. So there's a dude, a California man, right? Convicted after breaking in and licking a woman's toes while she was asleep. Yeah, you heard that right, man. And we're gonna get into the story of this, but before we do, you know what I mean? What in the holy is going on, man? Seriously. What will all right, we'll get into it. I'm not even going. We'll get into it. So look, the thing is, this conviction stems from last year, right? Um, the prosecutors labeled it as obsession. Clearly. Right. And I gotta be honest, man, like how can this could have carried on so long, you know what I mean, without proper precautions taken, you know, I mean, you gotta get to a point to where you're able to stop this from keep happening, man. I don't understand it. Listen to this, man. So the dude, he would show up at the lady's job several times a day, right? And loiter outside. He'll chill outside and make contact with her when she left her job, right? Or he would ask her. He asked her out several times at once. Sent her a letter telling her that he want to take her to Mexico. Dude, he would sleep in his car outside her house in an alleyway. This is what authorities said. Authorities said. And all right, I get it, right? Because this could have happened in the span of like a week or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe months, maybe a couple days. Don't matter. It don't matter. Get this dude away from me. And I ain't talking no damn what do you call it? I'm not talking about what do you I'm blanking. Wow. Okay. Um so not even that document that says that he can't be around her. Restraining order. There we go. Golly, what is going on today? A restraining order. Because people don't abide by those if they're serious. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you hit me with a restraining order. Oh, well, I guess I gotta stay. No, they don't give a shit. They gonna keep going. And so this dude, I ain't saying that that's what happened because it doesn't say here. But just to say a restraining order, it obviously ain't gonna stop the guy. You know what I mean? He watched as like some of her family would leave the home, checking on doors to gain access. Like this is the things he would do before he went for the big air trick. Before he went for that 720. You know what I'm saying? Before he went for the biggest trick you can pull. And This is how it happened. He broke into her crib and he entered her bedroom. Now she lived in the crib with some family members. I guess it depends on where her bedroom is, right? Okay. But what I do know is a lot of people don't be sleep early in the day. You know what I mean? Like if let's say he crept in at 11, somebody is up. This day and age, somebody is up. You feel what I'm saying? If he crept in at 2 something in the morning, somebody got to have heard something. But he makes it to her bedroom, right? And then he went and he bit a little bit, like he nibbled, and then licked her toes, and then tried to get into her bed. At this point, the woman pushed him off and called 911, but not before she talked with him in a friendly demeanor to keep him calm. All right. She didn't want to alert him. She didn't want to alert him. And then she called 911. Right. Other family members went into her bedroom and demanded that he leave, the DA said. So he fled the house. Right. SVU investigators were able to use the woman's statements along with video surveillance to find him and arrest him on burglary, stalking, and sexual battery charges. Right? He admitted to breaking into the home to contact the woman. The DA hold on. The DA did not say how the two met each other in the first place. I want to put it right there. The DA did not say how they met in the first place. Okay? Now, there are some weirdo, creepy out there, man. It just started like them sexual deviants, right? Like they just get a rise off the weirdest stuff, man. We know that they exist. They're out there, man. We know it. And a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, probably they just move on instinct. You know what I mean? It's just in that instant moment is when they do their dirt. And then you have some that build up a case, right? They build up a case and then finally they snap and they go off and do the weirdo stuff that they do. And, you know, it sucks, man. It really do. Because, you know, women, man, got to be careful. You know, they got to be watchful. They can't really just enjoy their lives really without having to worry about who's going to try something with them. I actually hate that for women. I hate that they have to deal with those things. You know what I mean? It's just not fair. It's just not right, you know, and you know, feel bad for the lady because she had to deal with this. It doesn't say if she was aware. Well, because we don't know if, you know, knowing about him watching her when she get off of work, we don't know if, you know, the fact that, not if, when, we don't know like when he would try to check on the door, see if they were unlocked. We don't know when, you know what I mean, he would sleep outside her house or her job. We don't know that when he did those things, you know, it was found out while he was getting interrogated. Right? But we also don't know if she told the authorities these things. And let's go with they didn't know this stuff until he said it and then confessed in interrogation, right? Um, Stealth mode on 2000, because how could you not be alert of something like that? You know what I mean? I ain't got no enemies. I ain't got nobody looking for me. I ain't got nobody chasing me. But for common courtesy and for habit reasons, you know what I mean? I am paying attention to stuff. I'm observant anyway. I'm paying attention to things. That look weird. That's different. Any small thing. Oh, no. That's different. What is that? Why is that? Nah, and I'm not a man of coincidences, and I'm not saying everyone should think like me, but God, dog, get a grip, man. Be alert. Be alert. You never know. You know, lady, and I'm pretty sure this gives you a great lesson. You know what I'm saying? To be observant from now on. But ladies, if you're listening, please make sure that you're paying attention to everything, right? Okay, you walk into an establishment, look around, check your surroundings. And you come out of that establishment, there's a car or a van or a truck, something is somewhere, and you like, nah. You know what I mean? And you can tell, and plus y'all have the intuition. It's like something is up. This wasn't there before, and of course people can park wherever they can park. But just the angle just feels wrong. You know what I mean? Just ladies, just please just pay attention, man, because there's dudes like this out here. And I ain't telling you this for you to be scared. It's for you to be knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're smart, you should never be scared. That's just a philosophy of mine. You know what I mean? Like if you're pretty smart, intelligent, then a lot of things shouldn't scare you, because you know that there's a rational explanation for a lot of things. So whenever there's not a rational explanation, now it's time to be alert. You know what I mean? So I'm just making sure you're knowledgeable versus, being fearful, right? But let's look at it in another way. Because it wasn't laid out and it wasn't described in detail as to how he came upon her or how did he know of her. It doesn't come up. It's not in there. We can't read it. I'm reading the whole report here. Not the real report, but you know what I mean. And yeah, there's no telling of any of the interaction, how it started. So this is what I'm gonna say. And yeah. I really feel like they knew each other. I feel like they knew each other. I feel like they had something. Probably wasn't major. Probably didn't last long. You understand what I'm saying? And he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. Maybe she was that beautiful, or, had something that he really, really wanted. And I ain't talking about anything sexual. Just maybe it was a connection there when they met. And, and they kicked it. And this is why I'm saying this. The dude confessed to everything. Nope. You know what I'm saying? He went to a no contest. He pleaded no contest. It's just like, yeah, I did it. And then ain't no bravado. It's just like, I'm surprised she tripping. I'm surprised she tripped. You know what I'm saying? Because obsession, we can call it obsession, but there's got to be something that connects to it for you to be obsessed with someone. You know what I mean? Like, just from viewing. I ain't saying it's impossible, but it's hard to just be obsessed with just because you saw some, because just in case you meet them and everything about them is horrible outside of what you've seen. Like you see something good and you get around and it's just horrible. Right? Why would you want to be obsessed with something like that? So I just feel like, this is just me. I just feel like on the other side of this, obsession comes from some type of interaction. That's just how I feel. Some type of interaction happened for you to become obsessed with something. You know what I mean? You've experienced something with this thing or this person to be obsessed with it. And that's what the prosecutors described it as, an obsession. He showed up to her job several times a day, loitered outside, and then waited for her to get off several times a day. And look at that, several times a day, he would do this. And he'll wait outside when she come out and contact her. You know what I mean? So all of this didn't happen in one day. Now let's say day one and he try to spit his game. And she's like, oh no, sorry, boom, boom, boom. I said boom, boom, boom. Wow. I've been watching a lot of J. Cole interviews. Sorry. And it's just like, no, I got a man. I'm sorry. And then she go off about her business. And, he ain't taking no for an answer. So he wait outside again. At this point, this is when it's like, hey, you got to go, or da-da-da. Whatever she had to say to this dude. But the fact that he didn't stop, then sent her a letter. Now, we ain't going to sit here like you don't know where she stay. Sent her a letter. The dude, as from what we know, it may be more to this guy, but from what we know, he ain't no serial killer. Right? He ain't no psycho. You know what I mean? Psychos and the serial killers, they do that smooth, soft, intimate shit to where they send you a letter and flowers and everything. And then it's like, I'm trying to throw you off to what I'm really into. So it's just like, he sent the letter. Nah, man, there's some type of interaction that happened between y'all. He was sleeping in his car outside her house. Come on, man. They know each other. They've interacted with each other. They've experienced each other. All right? Because the night he broke into the crib, he knew exactly where to go. To where, or he was in, he came in, somebody probably noticed him, because I'm sitting here saying, they don't tell the time. But, somebody probably seen him like, oh man, that's just, I ain't gonna say his name because, I can see it right here, but we ain't about to get that dude no type of like, he a weirdo. But, oh man, that's just so-and-so. Because they seen him before. Now, it was probably over between them, right? And, thank goodness they got him, because he wasn't taking no for an answer. He crept up in the crib and was like biting and licking on her toes because it was something she liked, you know what I'm saying? When they interacted with each other, he remembered that. But when she realized it was him, it's just like, she didn't flip out. A stranger do that to you and you don't flip out? Talking about she was calm, talked to him friendly before she called 911 to keep him calm. Huh? Bro, if it's, man, we talking about when it's a stranger, there's no calm. Especially when you got people in the house too. You ain't calm. You yelling so somebody can come. Who is this dude in here? But you calm and talking to him friendly. I mean, you talking to him friendly to keep him calm. You tell him, you push him off. You like, look, man, you talking to him, and then you call 911. Family members come in, and they demanded him to leave, and he fled, and then they found him. Because of cameras and everything like that. That is not the reaction to a stranger. That's the reaction to somebody that you've known before, you've engaged before, you had experience with, and you're just like, man, you gotta go. Nah, it ain't what you think it is. It ain't that. It ain't gonna work. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? That's not behavior of having a stranger around you in your bed, licking and sucking on your toes, waking you up, and the first thing you do is not scream and wild out. Why you want to be friendly with him to keep him calm? Nah, man, nah. Nah, they know each other. He crossed the line. Let's be real. But they been messed. You know what I mean? They done some things, man. You ain't pulling. You ain't doing it, man. You not pulling that on me, man. I ain't going for it. I ain't going for it. That's just another perspective, right? There is the innocent perspective. She didn't know nothing about this dude, and he a weirdo. And he just lusting over her, keeping his eye on her. You know what I mean? And then made his move when he was able to. Then there's yeah, me. Then there's the whole they knew about each other. They probably engaged with each other once or twice, and then she wanted to break it off with him. And he ain't with it. He like, nah. Nah, I want you and I'm gonna have you. Ain't nothing you're gonna do this stuff. That's all I'm saying, man. That is all I'm saying. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. All right. You ain't doing that. You know what's crazy? Speaking of wool over speaking of wool being pulled over, man, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but I just seen this story. It just came across to me. And look, look, Vid, why are we reading situations like this, man? What is going on? What is going on out here in the world? All right, peep this. So there's 3 men arrested while trying to enter Spain disguised as sheep. This is a old story, but I'm just finding out about it. And these are 3 Algerian men. Y'all see it. Y'all looking at it. Y'all see that. The hey man, they try to pull it off, man. They try to pull it off. It didn't work. Obviously, they arrested. You know what I mean? They're not able to move over into Spain like they was trying to do. Now the story is, okay, according to authorities, like security personnel noticed that some of the sheep were behaving strangely, walking on 2 legs and displaying visible human characteristics. The suspects were arrested, man. The 3 men were identified as Algerian nationals, and they face charges of immigration fraud and could also be prosecuted for animal cruelty for disturbing the livestock during their attempt to cross into Spain. Wow. Simply wow. Okay. Now, reading here says they were trying to, their main goal was to get to Europe. Right? They're trying to reach Europe. Brothers, I get it. I get it by any means necessary. But you can't try to disguise it and start doing human things, man. The plan was we gonna get in here by acting like sheep. Get on all fours. Y'all should have been practicing on how to walk like sheep, if that make any sense. Not necessarily on your knees or whatever. Just come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you're on your knees, make sure you're right in the middle in between the sheep so they really can't tell. You ain't supposed to be showing characteristics of a human. You're supposed to be standing up and walking on 2 feet. Come on, man. That ain't how you do it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, man. Y'all see what they wearing. They probably could have pulled it off. They probably could have pulled it off. They got too comfortable. That's that part, man. When you trying to be slick, you can't get too comfortable. We're doing pretty good right now, man. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Before you even make it to the finish line, you already start to get some type of bravado about yourself that you killing the game, man. They ain't never know, man. We got this, and then you stand. What the fuck you walking for? What are you walking for, man? What are you doing? Get your ass down there. Be at the same level as the other sheep, dude. Come on, man. That ain't how we do this. That ain't how we do this, man. I'm just saying, when you plan to pull some shit off, man, be meticulous, bro. I'm talking dot on every I, cross on every T. Okay? Don't leave any breadcrumbs, man. Don't leave any breadcrumbs for anybody to be able to find your ass. If you're trying to pull some slick shit off, you gotta be smarter than this. You know what I mean? And not only smarter, you gotta get in character. You gotta stay in character. Okay? I don't care how uncomfortable it is. Hey, as I'm talking, I sound like I'm teaching y'all how to do some criminalistic shit. That ain't what I'm doing. I don't want y'all to hear that. That's what I'm. Look, man, what I am saying is if you're going to go for something, go all the way. You know what I mean? Don't treat yourself in any type of bold bravado type of way, man. You got to play the part until the main goal is reached. Right? There can't be no cracks in your armor, man. It can't. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got too comfortable. Because y'all was uncomfortable playing sheep. You gotta stay uncomfortable, man. Y'all got too big for, I ain't gonna say britches. Y'all got too big for your costumes. And motherfuckers start standing up and shit. When did y'all stand up for somebody to notice this? You know what I mean? Like security personnel looking like, all right, there goes the sheep. I'm like, whoa. Y'all see that shit? Why that motherfucker turning his head like that? That's some human movement right there. What are they doing? What kind of sheep? Oh, that motherfucker standing up. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta know somebody watching because you're trying to sneak. the main goal of sneaking is not to be seen because people are going to be watching. What are you doing? Come on. That ain't how we do it, man. God, just look, man. Idiots. Just idiots, man. You know what I mean? Y'all couldn't pull the wool over the eyes of the security, man. Y'all playing that sheep. Y'all just ain't had it in you. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. Because on another note, let's be real. On another note, how bad does it have to get? Check this perspective, like on some sentiment shit. Like, how bad does it have to be where you are in your life that you're willing to even go there to make a change into your life? These men were trying to get away from something in their home country. You know what I mean? They're trying to get away from something, right? And you know, a lot of people saw that and found it funny. I know I did. I don't care. But, on another note, man, you got to understand, like, there's some difficulties that these migrants, man, are facing in their home country to be like, man, we got to get to Europe, man. The three of us, let's get out there, let's make some shit shake, and then we can take care of our families, man, or whatever it is that their goal is. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get to it because they facing some shit, man. Like, why else would you go that far to try to get away from something? You know what I mean? I'm reading this. They're not criminals, right? So, and I don't know the ins and out of how it is in Algeria. I don't know. I ain't one of those type of dudes. But it had to be something, right? It had to be something for them to be like, look, we were the three that was chosen. They depending on us, man, to get out of here and make this happen and make it better for everybody back at home. You know what I'm saying? And they made it to Spain. They trying to get to Europe. You know what I mean? And I just on a lighter note, man, it's a sad situation. Like a lot of these countries be, the residents, the citizens there are going through some things, man. You know what I mean? And as we're laughing, we also gotta take some time and just see or just acknowledge. How about that? Just acknowledge how bad it may be for these men in their country. You know what I mean? And then you already know that they're just gonna either keep them right there where they at by the border or send them back. I don't know the ins and outs how they do it, but they're not gonna make it to where they're trying to go. And with this perspective, man, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad that they failed the mission, and man, I feel bad for these dudes, man. But I am laughing at them. I ain't gonna lie because y'all got too comfortable, man. Y'all made it to Spain this whole time, and these motherfuckers gonna start standing up and doing human shit. Come on, bruh. Y'all got goals to achieve, man. Y'all got things y'all was on y'all way to do. That's why I mean you can't let up at any point until you've reached the goal. Ain't no letting up. You know what I mean? You that desperate to make a change in your life that was like, look, we got these costumes, bro. We can really pass. We can really pass the sheep, man. Let's make this happen. You know what I mean? And y'all set out this mission, and then here y'all go. Here y'all go, messing it up because y'all got too comfortable. Nah, bro. In any mission that's uncomfortable, stay uncomfortable until the mission is completed. There's no let up. There's no let up. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine, let's just say that they were picked by their families. We choose you, you, and you. You guys are capable of making this happen. And y'all can fit into these costumes. You know what I mean? And they had all that pressure and weight on their back, but they were chosen. There was a reason why they was chosen to pull this off. And they got too comfortable, man. They got way too comfortable. Man. So on a lighter note of this funny ass story, man, just it's a sad situation that they couldn't they couldn't finish the job, man. They couldn't complete the mission. You know what I mean? They got caught in the middle of it, and here we are. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bruh, you got this plan, stick to it. Don't fall under the cracks of it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it going. And don't get caught. And I gotta tell this to the lady in this next story. Don't get caught. What in the is going on, people? What is going on, people? All right. Because here's some shit right here. So there's a Utah woman, and you know, this happened some years ago, but it's to be talked about now because she finally got convicted. I ain't gonna say her name. We don't do that to the you know what I mean? We don't give out the names, but this lady, a Utah woman, wrote a book on grief. All right, here's a tale book on grief after her husband's death. Later down the line, she get found guilty of her husband's death. Man, don't get caught. What the fuck is this, bruh? Come on, man. So you write a book. You was hoping that the book sells, right? Hoping to collect millions from multiple life insurance policies. Well, I'm going through my grieving process. I'm going to write a book so I can teach others on how to grieve after losing a loved one. You took the loved one, man. You ain't lose shit. Man, get the what the fuck is going on, bruh? What is going on? How do we get here? How do we get here? I'm asking sincerely. How do we get here? And you know what makes it worse, man? It was a kid's book. She wrote a kid's book trying to teach children how to grieve. Huh? All right, we about to get into it. All right, so and I'm just now learning about this. This is crazy because this was a while back. A year after her husband's sudden death in 2022. Oh, she was a mother. A Utah mother of three self published a children's book about coping with grief. The name of the book, just in case y'all want to go and check it out, Are You With Me? So So when she was promoting the book, she said she written the book with her children, right? The oldest was 10 years old at the time. And the process, she said, brought a little peace to me and my boys. It was a really good distraction from this year and going through the first holidays without my husband, his birthday, like our anniversary, all these things, and it gave us something to work towards. Wow. It be your own people. weeks later, she was charged for killing her husband. And and then, she just got convicted yesterday. So the prosecutor alleged that she spiked his cocktail with fentanyl, bro. Damn. After several earlier attempts, because she was millions of dollars in debt and believed she would inherit his estate. Wow. Wow. I mean, I don't know how low you can get, man. I mean, you can get pretty low. You can get lower than that, but it's gonna be hard to get lower, right? She was trying to get the estate, but what she didn't know that her husband cut her out the will after he discovered that some of that debt had been racked up in his name. Yeah, he was ahead of the game, man. We sorry that you no longer here, man. You were somebody that people could. I don't know you personally. I don't even know much of your story, but for you to be ahead of the game like that, you know what I'm saying? Like you, man, all of your cylinders was firing off, boy. Spark plugs, everything was intact. You understand me? You a well-oiled machine with your brain, I tell you that. For real. Prosecutors also said that she had taken out multiple life insurance policies on him while having an affair. Come on, man. She wanted to leave him, but she didn't want to leave his money. That's what the chief prosecutor said. Hey, yo. And she denied it. She denied wrongdoing and pleaded not guilty for the charges. She declined to testify, though, during trial. And the trial lasted 3 weeks. Testimonies from 40 witnesses. And what are these witnesses saying? Damn. Huh? Oh, wow. Her her attorney said that he had Lyme disease and was addicted to painkillers and called the investigation into his death nothing but sloppy and driven by man. All right, bruh. And the jury only took 3 hours. they probably talked about their favorite TV show before they prosecuted this lady. They probably in there chilling. Oh yeah, we all know what we about to do, man. We about to do. She gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, but speaking of, you seen this show? You like now they in there big chilling, man. They probably had their little lunch. You feel what I'm saying? Like we ain't about to spend too much time in this shit, man. We about to get her up out of here. We just in here, just having a good time. We ain't gonna see each other. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they probably exchanging information too. Yeah, man, just I ain't got nothing to write down. We can't do that. Can't have a phone. But man, my number is blah 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 blah. We should go kick and have drinks. What the f- is going on, man? They knew they was gonna prosecute that woman, and she was found guilty of aggravated murder. Ooh, 25 years to life. Four other charge fraudulent and fraud related to the opening of the $2 million in life insurance policies over this dude. Damn. Damn. Man, look, man. This right here, this type of shit right here is why, and this is from conversations I've had. It's not no, I ain't guessing nothing. Is why a lot of I've talked to a lot of dudes, man, just in everyday moving around, you know what I'm saying? You know, the job that I have, I come in contact with a lot of people. And, you know, conversations with guys, man, they just be like, man, I don't want a lot of money. They want to live menial as fuck because of fear of shit like this. What? I'm gonna have all this money and get married while my woman plot to kill me. Those are words that came out of their mouth. They not thinking about the long haul, children growing up, going to college, they retiring, having a nice crib, sitting on the porch, having nice lemonade on a summer day, watching the grandchildren play. They ain't thinking that shit. Now, I ain't saying all men, but I'm talking about these are men that I've talked to, bro. They don't know. Why am I striving to have so much so my wife can do me in? No, I'm cool. We just gonna get by. You know what I mean? And let's just say it comes to a point where we got to split up. Ain't much that she can take. I ain't got much. These are the mindsets of dudes because they're afraid of stuff like this, man. She out there cheating on the dude, plotting to kill the dude, killed the dude, thought she was going to get loot. He was ahead of the curve. I mean, you out the wheel. You ain't getting nothing. I don't know how well the book did. But if it did well, I'm pretty sure that went to all them lawyer fees for her to try to fight this case. You know what I mean? That's sad, man. That is sad. The other sad part, the young boys. Come on, man. These three young boys. They got to live with that. They got to live knowing that their mom had it out for them. Now, how's that going to translate for them trusting women? Getting older, having resentment towards their mom. Can't trust nobody. My mama killed my daddy and try to get rich off of him. And then try to get rich off of us by writing a book. What the? Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing out here? Why is that what we do? Why is that it? Why is that? Why are we like this as a society? And when I say we, y'all know I'm not talking about everybody. I don't do that over here. But the ones that do, why are we like this? Is it that serious? I gotta get it how I gotta get it. No matter what that is. Is that the motive? Is that the running notion? I gotta get it however I can get it. If that means I gotta play the long ball, set this dude up, kill him, get a life insurance money, and then run off of the sunset with the dude I've been cheating with. Like, come on, man. You was cheating on your husband. You plotted on your husband. You spiked his drink with fentanyl. You took him out. Then you grabbed a bunch of life insurances that you placed on him and try to cash out, and then you write a book with your sons about grief. Hey man, yeah, 25 to life. Get her up out of here, man. Get up out of here. She gotta go. That is disgusting, bruh. That's disgusting, and I'm gonna be honest. Perspective driven. I guess I can see her side, be it that he was an abusive bigot, right? If he was a anti-feminist type of dude who just want to make sure that the women are lower and beneath him, huh? That can drive a woman to be like, I'm not attracted to you anymore. I'm attracted to this guy and I'm gonna cheat on you. Right? Like he had to be the biggest piece of shit for her to plot and killing, have an affair, write a book about grieving over the motherfucker. She killed him. Like she thought this out well, and maybe not too well because she got caught up. Right? Like I was saying earlier, if you got a mission that you trying to get, be it good or bad, and hey, look, I'm sorry I'm saying it, but I ain't sorry I'm saying it. Man, all the way through. We did an episode called Follow Through. Follow through and be meticulous. You feel what I'm saying? If you wasn't in it, if you was in it and the money became the driving factor because he was such a piece of shit to you and you felt like I gotta get what I'm deserved, follow through. Don't be slipping up to where he sees signs and he's like, oh yeah, I'm taking you out the wheel. Be smarter than that, man. Play the game better. That way, be it like that's your decision, you can attack without him knowing it. You know what I mean? Now this is in the case that guy was a piece of shit. He was horrible to her. We didn't read that. That could have been the case. Right? That could have been the case. Now, she's supposed to return back to court in May. Right? And yeah, the medical examiner found 5 times the lethal level, 5 times past the lethal level of fentanyl in his bloodstream. God, dog. What why is she see? Oh, now there's nothing in here of her saying, you know how most will pull the flip card. You know what I mean? Saying that, he was an abusive person. He treated me horribly. He wouldn't let me do anything. He treated me like crap in front of our children. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I was reading, because I was trying to find something, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was trying to find something that can, that, be a little bit justifiable for her case, but no, nope, 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 nope. There was none. There was none. So, hey, she she just scandalous, man. She just scandalous. Now let's, like, okay, so if he wasn't that to her, what could lead her to be that way towards him outside of being fucked up? Um, you know, it could be a case of, I'm not gonna let this happen to me again, because they did marry in 2013, right? So it ain't go 9 years before she took him out, right? So let's just say, like, her previous relationship was as horrible as I projected on this guy, and that's wrong because he's no longer with us. But to be in any type of defense for her, and it's hard to find some type of defense for her, or some justifiable reasons for her. It is hard, but I'm working on it, y'all. And if y'all know of something, especially the women, put something in the comments, man. Let me know something. Throw something in them comments, ladies, because I'm sitting here like, boy, I can't, I can't find much. You know what I'm saying? Unless her previous relationship was that. It was horrible. And she's like, next month, I'm getting over on them before they get me. That's a possibility. But ladies, let me know, man. Y'all listen to this, man. Put it in the comments. Let me know. What could be some other driving factors? Because from what I'm reading, he was a great dude there. Period. He was just ahead of the game. He was pretty smart. You know what I mean? To where he's like, and then they got married and signed a prenup. You know? So she was just like, "Oh, you trying to make sure I don't get no loop? I'll sign this, but I'm gonna get you in the long run." Like, who, man? Goodness gracious, man! But it is a sad situation with them children that they got to deal with that, you know. And how can she really just face herself, man, after doing some shit like that? How do you face yourself after doing some stuff like that? That's some hideous shit, man. And we got this. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ah, now I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about this one. Pretty recent, man. Um, this one is a little complex, man. This is uh, it's a little juggly. You know what I mean? So last week, a Georgia woman was charged of murder at the police say she took abortion pills to end her pregnancy. Ah, so, like I said, she was charged with murder. She took pills to induce an abortion, and it's in violation of the state law that bans it, right? After the earliest weeks of pregnancy. Sheesh. Man. So state prosecutors decide to move forward with the murder charge brought by local police against this lady. Her case would be one of the first instances of a woman being charged for terminating a pregnancy in Georgia since it passed a 2019 law banning most abortions. Banning most abortions, right? Which is, after 6 weeks, Any abortion after 6 weeks, it will be considered illegal, right? Um, because I mean, let's be honest. Around that time, there's life in this baby, right? 6 weeks, yeah. The baby is breathing, so now it's like fully alive. You know what I mean? You take it out around that time. That's illegal, and oh boy. Now she made it. Now this, they just now, coming with their rulings and everything because this happened in December. So she was complaining she would have to the hospital, complaining of abdominal pain. uh, and yeah, she told the workers, the medical workers there, um, misoprostol, misoprostol. Hey man, if I pronounce that wrong, my apologies. But it's a drug in the and used in medication abortions. And she took some oxycodone, and they was able to get the child up out of her, and the fetus survived for like an hour after being delivered before it died. You know what I mean? And the thing is, man, she was right around that time, 6 weeks. That's where she was at. No, 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 she was not. Oh boy, she was not. Okay, I got some misinformation. Here we go. Whoa, so she was pregnant 22 to 24 weeks. Wow. So it's been way longer than the 6 weeks grace period that Georgia gives her. And she decided to take the pills, and then that happened. Damn. Damn. But look, okay, the coroner, wow. They didn't detect the misoprostol, the misoprostol. They didn't find that in the toxology. So the coroner said he didn't rule the death as a homicide. Oh, instead, finding both the case and manner of death was undetermined. And because of this, she can fight her case about this. Man, I ain't gonna go too deep. 24 to 20, 22 to 24 weeks, man. That's well past the 6 weeks. And you made the decision that you didn't want to have the child. And you took the pills, and it happened. Oh, man. Listen, man, this is pretty complex, right? Because to be honest, a lot of people was against that law. A lot of people. You know what I mean? And understandably why. You can't tell somebody. how what they can do, and you can't tell a woman what she can and can't do with her body. That's just wrong. You can't tell her. She made this decision. She made this decision now. But there's some cases where it's like, hey man, you know, it's hard. Certain things. This is what I want to say. Certain things, I don't think qualifies as a. Oh, I changed my mind. You know what I mean? Like being pregnant and deciding that, you know, no, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I don't want to have a child. Nah. I ain't running with that. I ain't running with that. I'm with you when you say it's my body and I choose to do what I want to with it. If I feel like I'm not ready to be a mother, I feel like I'm allowed to have this abortion. Agreed. But not but however, know that off the rip. You know what I mean? Have an inkling in the beginning that this is something you don't want to do. Don't let time go by and then be like, you know what? I changed my mind. No, man. No. At the beginning, know exactly if you want to or you don't want to. That is not fair to this fetus, man. Any child, we all say that. Child didn't ask to be here. We get it, man. You though, you either you do or you don't. And either choice you make, stand on it, stand in it. You know what I mean? Stand behind it. Stand beside it. Cover every aspect of your decision. I don't think you get to do this, man. I don't think you get to do this and wait and wait and wait and wait and then decide, you know what? No. You make it right there. You find out you pregnant. Do I want it or do I don't? And I get it. A lot of times you're not too sure. You're not too sure. Okay, I can with that. I can with that. But I'm reading this and Georgia said, well, we give you 6 weeks. Okay, we give you 6 weeks to figure it out. Anything past that, you no. Same time. It's not fair because you're telling somebody what they can and can't do with their bodies. I just agree that you make that decision immediately and not carry on and then say, nah. Because that ain't cool. That's just not cool. I'm not trying to chastise this woman. I'm just speaking in general, man. And look, we don't know the situation, you know? Maybe maybe there was hopes, high hopes. You know, this happens a lot. You know, the guy that you with, the guy that you having this child with, you know, y'all excited, and then something happens, and you're no longer excited. You're no longer happy that this guy might be the father of your child. You're no longer happy in a relationship with this dude or friendship or however it goes. We get that those things change. That makes sense. I'm with this dude. Yeah, you know what? Nope, I don't want to be with him. Those make sense because you know what I'm saying. Yes, but not deciding on taking a child out, man. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest, man. I've been saying this years, bro. Years. I cannot. If you know me, you know I've been speaking about this for a long time. I believe everyone who gets pregnant should immediately take a course, should immediately take a class, right? Ran by mothers, fathers, right? Experienced ones, not the ones who just, you know what I'm saying, drop a baby and then grandma got to raise it, or, you get a girl pregnant and you disappear. I'm talking about the ones who've been in the trenches and raised children. They should be the instructors. They should come up with the criteria. They should come up with the work, the test, everything, because they've been in it. And I believe they should run a class, and the government should fund this and then be like, nope, they failed. They should not be parents. And you know what? I don't care how you feel about that logic. I stand behind that logic. I stand beside that logic. I stand on that logic. I stand in it. You want to talk about fair? It is super unfair for that child to be brought into this world with not that much love around it, not that much logic around it. It's just not fair. Right? I've been saying this for years. And you want to know what? It's fair to everyone that's involved. It's fair to the would-be dad. It's fair to the would-be mom. Hey, I'm pregnant. We got to go take this course. We got to go take this class. He get to sit there and be like, oh, this is something I want to do. Or, you know what? I want to do this. You want to know why? Because let's just say, the woman is go through the course, and the woman is like, I don't want to do this. I just don't see me doing this. Cool. Now, there could be a situation where the guy is like, sign me up. I'm ready to go. He went through all the criteria, through the courses, the classes, and he's like, yeah, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's a solution, man. It's a fair solution. Everybody involved gets to have a genuine say so. You gotta pass the class. That's just my belief. That's just my belief, because you know what? She may have made a decision a little late, but same. It's a decision that she made. Maybe she went about it wrong. But then again, the law says 6 weeks. You made it to 22 to 24 and said, I changed my mind. That's so unfair. That's so unfair. But I don't want this young lady to live with any regrets. We wish that she learned from this. You know what I mean? And be able to come up out of this, like a rose in the concrete, man. You know what I mean? From a harsh place, but you've grown into a beautiful rose off of this. We don't know what's the case with the guy who she got pregnant by. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to call it murder. And the coroner is like, well, I don't see that, that fetus killing drug in the toxology, and it's undetermined. They don't see it as a homicide. They don't see it as murder. This coming from the corner who did the due diligence. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people in uproar. You killed that child. You killed that child. And then there's other people that's like, look, man, you have the right to do what you want to do with your body. I mean, rest in peace to that child, man, and peace. You know what I mean? Um, may peace just flow over this young lady to where she understands her wrongdoing. She understands the part that she played, and she make a change, man. That's just sad. It's just a sad situation. And damn. You know what I mean? Where you go from here. I know. We go to that segment that people like. We go to that segment, man, where you just get it off your chest. You know what I'm saying? Stain on my white tee. Look, man, this week, stain on my white tee is about me. This is something about me that I can't stand. And I'm working on it, y'all. I really am. I'm working on it. But I do not like this about me. I can't stand it when I box people out of certain life conversations, right? I will box them out. And then I get mad when I don't get the rebound. That's a basketball analogy. I can't stand it when I don't let people know about what I'm feeling in this certain conversation or this certain subject, whatever the subject is we're having, whatever the conversation is, me and whoever it is having. I notice this about myself. I will keep you out of my thoughts. Right? And then you have the thought, and now I'm mad at you because we had the same thought process, and I felt I was hoarding some shit. And it's like, nigga, you ain't the only one that think like that. Like, yo, that bugs the hell out of me. And I'm working on it, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me. I can't stand that about myself. You know what I'm saying? I noticed it, man, these past couple of months. I've noticed that that's what I be doing. And I'm like, oh, that's gross. That's not cool. You mad because somebody thought like you? And you ain't even bring out your natural thought. You just blocked somebody out. You held it in, thinking that, yeah, I'm holding on to this because I'm the only one that can have this thought because I'm different. I think different. And shut the fuck up. I hate that about me. Yeah, man, this week is just my stain on my white tee about me. I'm working on that, y'all. I really mean that. And I noticed it, and and I don't know if people who I had conversations with paid attention and noticed that. If you did, I apologize. If you didn't notice, I'm apologizing because you didn't know. But man, I don't like that about me. I can't stand it. I can't stand it, man. And I only noticed it because I saw somebody do it, and I'm like, damn, that's what I do. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Like, nigga, you be doing it. Yo, let out your thoughts, right? Your ideas, just let them out, right? Let them out and push them into a great space. right? Push them into a great space, and yeah, you good. You good. Push them to a great space, and then you can do good things with these things. But if you box them in and box people out of these ideas, and then get mad because somebody thought of it too. Come on, man. That's just dumb. And I don't like stupid shit. And then I just noticed that I do that stupid shit, and I don't like it. Look, because I gotta give a story. I gotta give, and I'm not gonna throw no names, but I'm having a conversation, man. Having a conversation with this dude, and a subject came up. What the subject was about Lyft of all things. This is weird. We're talking about Lyft, ride share, all that kind of stuff, and I have an idea about Lyft, and I don't know if they do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I want to pitch this to them, and but I'm like I ain't about to tell him. He gonna mess around and try to capitalize on my idea. I ain't about to tell this nigga, man. You see it? No, this is my idea. Knowing that I ain't gonna do shit with it. I ain't about to go holler at Lyft and see if they want to introduce this service to their to their company. I just like that I have the idea. But then he said it. He was like, man, but he didn't say Lyft. He was like, man, he said Toro. He was talking about the rental service. He was like, man, Toro should have da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting there like, the fuck? He was like, that'd be nice. And some of these ride shares could do it. He ain't mentioned, but he was just saying it like they should do it too. But Turo should do this, man. Turo should do this thing, da-da-da. And I'm sitting there like, man, fuck. Like I wanted to be like, man, fuck. I was so mad. Because I thought I had the original thought with my stupid ass. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm working on it. I'm gonna say that. Until I fixed it. But I'm working on it, man. But that's my stain on my white tee. It's about me this week. I gotta do better. Hey, man. Look, man. I'm grateful, man. Last week was fun. Got a lot of positive reviews about the Q&A. A lot of people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I really did. It was some really good questions. And you know what, man? And I like I say, as always, man, to that listener, to Miss China, I appreciate you because you always tap in, you always share, you always like, you always comment. You know what I mean? And that is dope to me because I say this all the time. I don't care if it's only two people that's listening. I'm very appreciative of the two people that's listening. And we all know that Miss China is listening. And I want y'all to give her a shout out, man. Like in the comments, give her a shout out. On IG, when y'all see a post that incorrectly correct put up, give her a shout out, man. Let her know that y'all is thankful for her as I am because you know what I mean? This is somebody who's taking time out of their day, out of their week, out of their anything to listen to what I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Man, I really appreciate that, man. And then, of course I'm looking forward to more of y'all, but I want y'all to give her some love, give her some shout outs. And yeah, man, if there's only two that's listening, I appreciate y'all because I really love this, man. I really love this, man. This is very therapeutic to me. And I get to get out my ideas and I hope that y'all rock with these ideas, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start putting them out. I ain't gonna box people out and I ain't gonna keep it in because I'm not the only one having these thoughts. And I gotta make sure that I don't try to hoard thought processes and information or ideas that somebody else is thinking. Now that means I gotta jump on it, right? Come on, man. I'm holding myself back thinking I'm unique. That's just dumb. So let's not be dumb out here, people. And y'all already know, man. We have